Got the ported by Brett Barber Cobra Jet manifold 67 twin.
Yep.
Throttle body, Cobra Jet intake and BBK headers, GT350 exhaust with the valance. It's got the billet oil pump gear and crank sprocket. Anyways, that's about. Oh, and it's got the Slawko ported heads. They were running a deal on those last after Christmas, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so got the heads ported by Slawko. Rev Auto tuned it. They made it very drivable, which is good. So that's definitely one of the pluses here. Because locked cams, I guess everyone said it'd be a pain to drive, but ride doesn't have many issues. Low speed, high speed driving, doesn't matter. It's almost like a two-stroke dirt bike, so once it hits like that 4,000 RPM power band range, it just wide open, but loses some torque. Final numbers on 93. Rod.
93.
Go ahead, man.
Just to let everybody know, this build is not. This endeavor is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
But wallet wise and everything. But as far as numbers go, a 93 it made. What did it make?
465, 460.
Torque was 340.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, low torque.
But
these are not the torquiest cars, as you guys may know.
Yeah.
But it does lose some down in the power band, which was expected.
Yeah.
We did a lot of research on this. Unfortunately, at the time, there wasn't a whole lot of material references to go by. So I kind of winged it. I mean, I asked on the forums and everything, but they said lock cams would lose some torque. That was expected. And I went with that, like he said, the LM1, the LM1 cams for the S550, which is a very aggressive profiled cam. But on the 85, it made almost 480. Torque was in the 360, high 360s.
I think it was 365 or something like that.
Yeah.
But they also really took into consideration the drivability with this car, because he wants to drive it. It's not a trailer queen. It's not going to sit at someone's shop for 2 years after he buys the car. So that's what he got. He wanted to chop. It chops.
Yeah, that's the big thing about it.
It
does chop.
Yeah, by
Chops
far.
trees.
Yeah, this thing, El Chapo for sure.
El Chapo 50.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep. So this thing absolutely chops more than any Coyote with cams that I've heard. Again, it has its trade-offs, but the goal was to see what could chop and where it would stand. And with Rod's car, we're really going with more of a different build. We want to see what we can do different that everyone else isn't really doing, because it's kind of sheep herdish in the Mustang game nowadays a lot of times. So you'll see a lot of us, me, Rod, my dad, a few other buddies, we try to do stuff a little bit different, just to kind of flirt with whatever else is out there. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does, but it did chop, so that's good, and it rides good. And we're gonna go for a test run here, and we'll fire this puppy up for you. We'll do the cutouts open first.
Yep.
All right, yeah, we'll fire it up with the cutouts open first and see how it sounds. So as you can see, the idle, it's kind of cold, but it's not too bad. He's getting really good gas mileage there, you can see. There it is. Look at that. is the T56 Magnum in here. So I'm actually going to take this thing for a spin and see how I like it, because I have the MT82 in mine and we know that thing sucks. So we'll get Rod to close the cutout, see how it sounds from the back. You want to close them too, Rod? You want to close the cutouts? Definitely tell it's a lot quieter up here. So another weird thing about these LM1 cams is on their website they have the LM1s listed for the 11 to 14, and they have the same specs as the 15 and up cam. So we all know that the Coyote and the 15 and up is a little bit different, so we're not sure if that has something to do with the power mark not really being hit. You know, wouldn't expect LM1 to just make this cam universal for every Coyote out there. But we're not sure. So that's kind of one of the inconsistencies we found with their website. So also one of them being on the S550 cam page for when they're selling the product. It has an S197. Granted, yes, it could be Coyote swapped, but this wasn't really up when I guess that was a big thing technically. But could be wrong. So hopefully they didn't just take the profile of the cam off of the 11 to 14 and just apply it for the, you know, to be for sale for these cars. So because obviously they're different engines or different heads. All right, so I'm getting ready to drive Rod's car, and this man is a fucking midget. So you know, gotta put this puppy back here. Rod's riding the wheel. Jesus. All right. Oh, that's better. Man, so yeah, this is going to be new, not just because of the cams. I drove the car when it had the cams, and the tune wasn't quite figured out when he changed the flywheel. So this is going to be the first time with the T56 and all tuned and ready to go. Like I said, I have the MT82, and I have the Spec 3 Plus clutch, and that's worked great for me. The Commer cocktail, stainless return line, all the good old stuff. But man, this thing feels freaking sweet. That is not an MT82. My God. Dude. All right. I'm going to try not to throw this thing too hard, but this is beautiful. Wow.
It likes to be handled pretty rough, so.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Oh, buddy. That feels freaking juicy. Good Lord. All right. Let's hear this puppy purr. Let's get the windows down first. Get a nice cold, well, it's not really cold start, but. All right.
Would you like the cutouts open?
Yeah, open them up. Let's see this thing, how it works.
So here's a little button. Open, close. Maybe able to catch the sound.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, it's good to go now.
Nice. All right. Here we are. Oh. That sounds good. This thing sounds awesome. It definitely has that chop like you would have in an old school car. So it's pretty nice in that sense. You get that nice little shake, you know?
Yeah.
I dig that.
You can feel it in your seat.
Yeah, man, you really can. I like that. Hell yeah. All right. I'm gonna get the camera to ride. Yeah, this thing feels awesome, honestly. It almost feels more drivable than my freaking car, man, with the Pro Charger and the Spec 3 Plus clutch in it. I mean, while the clutch is held up great in my car, it oh, there we go, we got a little bumpy.
Take that Bronco.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna ride this this horse. Oh yeah. All right, I can see what you're saying now.
Yeah, it's usually just in first gear. Once you get going, you're good. But
Wonder which way I should go. I'll go this way. Oh yeah, first gear likes to buck, but once you get going, it's pretty good. Oh man, that T56 is beautiful. God, I think I might have to get one. I'm trying to hang on to them T82 and maybe go with the calmer build, but I like to drive my shit and I don't trust that T82. I feel like I could trust this. This feels really good. Yeah, but as you can feel it, I can feel it buck a little bit over here. I don't know if you can like see in the video. It has a little buck to it, but it's not that bad. But as soon as you get going, it goes away. Oh man, that feels so good. God, I would run the shit out of my car if I had this transcendent, man. Oh boy.
I'm telling you, you should get one. Put one in there.
I think I'm gonna have to, man. I'm thinking of chancing on the TR6060, but you can definitely like hear the buck a little bit going on. So how does it act when you put it in like fifth gear? If you're like at a lower, you know, I should be in fourth.
Yeah, it doesn't like that.
Let's see what it does. A little chuggy. Chugga chug. Not too bad. God, this feels good, man. Let's get a little second gear hit in here. Oh yeah, that feels great. That feels good. It's very much. Sorry, I'm just kind of driving it soft, trying to drive it soft since my man's car here. So don't hate on my shifting, because yeah. So that felt great though. Once it hit that 4,000 RPM range, it really crossed over. It's like a two-stroke dirt bike if you ever ridden one. And here we got a deer. Get out of here, deer. Oh yeah, man, that felt good. It feels like it makes more than 470 though, or 460, man.
I know.
I'm telling you, it feels good.
I mean, one thing to consider is every dyno. I mean, every dyno is different.
Yeah, yeah.
And mind you, dynos are just a tool. On the track, I'm sure it would shine.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately we haven't had the chance to head to the track. We've been pretty busy with our own, with work, the builds, and all that stuff. But hopefully this spring we can get out there and show you some numbers.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is because it feels great. It's just as long as you can keep it above that $4,000 range, the car's it's a slingshot. But up until that $4,000 mark, it's really a two-stroke dirt bike. It's no bottom end, crossover, boom, it's gone. I'm curious to see how it acts with boost when that comes. If it's just gonna blow the tires off, maybe, but nothing less. It's gonna run its ass.
hand it to Adam at Rev Auto. They nailed the tune for it. The drivability, at least, is all there.
I'm gonna put it in I'll probably do like second gear once I get up here.
All right.
Just gotta give it a little roll. That feels good, man. That feels real good. Hell yeah. So the one thing I noticed right off the bat, comparing it to my car from when I had the, there's another little fella right there. Look at that little deer. Hey brother, you want problems? You better get out of here. Is that a fucking chicken?
It's a skunk.
It's a skunk.
Oh shit.
Oh, look, they're fucking fighting. Go get him. Get him. Oh, fucking A, man. We did not plan that. We just seen a skunk fighting a deer. Holy crap. That was pretty freaking rad. Wow, man. All right, well, that's cool. Anyways, that's funny. Holy shit. All right, so one of the things I noticed, though, comparing the Holly on my car, so my car NA, because I had the VCT, the Holly is, not that we're going to debate it in this video, but it made more power than Rod's car when we had the same mods. Only difference was I had a Holly, he had the Cobra Jet. This is before he ported it. So mine made 475, same dynos, same temperature, you name it, same situation. So the one thing I noticed before Rod got the cams and I drove the car, I noticed he didn't quite have that high RPM pull that I got from the Holly. One thing I did notice, so now with the cams, you move that power range up. So it's definitely there now, but when I put it into fourth and I start the pull, granted I let out because I wasn't trying to go too fast, but once I started my pull in fourth, I don't think it was quite at the 4 to 5 range, so it kind of chugged. When I had VCT in the Holly on my car, if I hit that fourth gear, I was picking up right back at, 4,500 RPMs, and I was still in that range for the Coyote that it loves. So that's the only problem is for the VCT is keeping the revs up, because if you're not, it's going to really chug until you hit that point where the cams are like in that locked position and they're carrying the power range. So that was something I definitely noticed when I hit fourth gear every time. It really chugged. It was almost like, it felt like it just kind of fell on its face right when I initially got back on it in the gear change. Second to third wasn't as bad, but I don't know. Fourth gear, I definitely noticed it. So, but nothing less, the car runs its ass off. Say what you want to say about the 465 horsepower, but the car moves. So